Hello, hello, beautiful people, mi gente bella. Welcome to another edition of Santana Says, where we talk about everything from roadblocks to relationships, everything in between, and the overall journey of a life. Not only am I excited as always to bring y'all another edition of the show, but the people that I have talked up that I'm always mentioning are actually here with me today. If y'all don't know, I got some kiddos on the scene. Y'all, I don't know what possessed me to bring some kids on.
Hi, hola.
Ooh, good job. Go ahead. But yes, I do want y'all to introduce yourselves. So these are my children.
Hi.
I have
Hello.
a total of 3 of them. So, would you like to go first? Introduce yourself. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Ilana. I'm 9.5 years old, female. One of my likings are drawing and just sketching out designs of just people.
Okay. Thank you. Who's next?
Hi, my name is Edie. I am 7 years old, and I'm a female. And like one of my likings are cooking. I really like to do lots of like cooking and making stuff like things into art with my cooking.
Look at that. I love it. Who else is here?
My name is Jimena, and one of the things I like to do is to cook also.
Nice. Do you ever draw also?
Yeah.
You make all these creations all over the house? Yes. Awesome. Yeah. How old are you, Imena?
5.
Yeah, 5 years old. So we got some birthdays coming up. We're gonna I'm gonna have a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a double digits, which is also what this episode is. This is our 10th episode, y'all. We got 10 episodes in this thing. So yes, excited. So with that, I appreciate that you all shared about your creativity and a little bit about y'all. So yes, I have some artists. So if y'all know, they love to be able to express their creativity. Ilana, what's the new addition that we just added to the house?
Ooh, okay, so in the attic, if you went upstairs, there is a easel and a little chair that you can sit on, and there's a mattress where you can just chill. And I can paint on the easel, and it's like our art studio up there. And everybody gets their little spot about what they want to do. And we get to play up there sometimes because it's a large space.
Look at that. Nice. And where is it that you two get to cook since you guys love cooking?
I like to cook in like the kitchen.
Of course.
And when I'm like doing snacks or something, I would like usually go into like the living room on like our black table and like do some of the like art cooking things.
Creations, yep.
Creations, yes.
And then, Imena, do you actually have classes with cooking or you just like cooking in general?
I have classes of cooking.
Nice.
Do you like them, Imena?
What have you learned to make, Imena?
I've learned to make cupcakes and some pasta.
Nice.
And
What did you make yesterday, Minna? Yeah, what did you make yesterday?
What did you make yesterday?
I made
Shrimp.
shrimp.
Shrimp
I made shrimp sauce
Mm-hmm.
and some
and
shrimp.
some
Wasn't it cauliflower?
cupcakes.
Yep. Yeah, and also
They were cheesecakes, like
Yep.
little cheesecakes.
And then there
And I
it was
made-
like the cauliflower sorbet, right?
Yeah.
It was like
It was really good.
yeah.
it was nice. Yep, it was nice. And she always loves being able to share. Go ahead.
I also am doing gymnastics.
That's right. Everybody's in
Ooh,
gymnastics,
yes,
y'all. It's a
and
great way to
So
use the
I
energy.
have a competition today.
That's
Later
right.
today,
Look at that.
It's at like I believe 4 or 5.
2:30.
Yeah, it's later on. It's in a couple hours. But yes, you've had a whole competitive season, Edie. What's it been like to be in competitive gymnastics?
It's been really good, and like we got two competitions in a row. We got first place, and we one time got second place because I wasn't there. Cause now I realize that like when I'm there, it's like first place, but like when I'm not there, it's second place. So like I'm going to one today, and it's going to be very fun. Then I'm going to another competition. It's regional, state, and then the
Yeah, that's when the season ends. Yep,
Yeah.
with the regional and the state championships.
yeah, the regional and the state champions.
If you don't mind me asking, how good are you on your floor and your bars and your beam? If you
Okay,
like to explain.
so
Not even hosting today, y'all. Go ahead.
So on my floor, sometimes I forget, but like we don't usually do floor first.
Okay.
So I like to talk with my friends and like how I do my floor routine and like how it's all gonna go. And like, and then on my beam, I got a 9 out of 9 point something. And if I just lifted my leg a little higher in my teeter-totter, you know, when you put your hands on the beam, you lift your leg up. If I put my leg up a little bit higher, I would have got 10.
Okay.
Like
Right, to be
something.
able to make it perfect.
Yes.
Okay. And so, Ilana, thank you for the questions because you've been keeping the conversation going, as y'all heard. So, Ilana, where does that come from? What is it that you want to do in the future?
I would like to help people out on emotional problems and just like, I want to be a doctor to be able to help children of all ages and grandparents. And I want to be an artist to express my art to try to make people happy about it. Like, it's just like abstract art or something like that. Or like just to express it and let people see it for the world. And just so people can understand how much feelings we have and that when we do have feeling, it is okay to feel them.
Okay. Somebody's been listening, y'all. Y'all heard it. That's why I wanted to bring them on. I'm excited.
Okay.
But also, what's up with this YouTube? So, hold on. YouTube situation.
Okay. So
Yes.
we have a YouTube channel and it's called Melissa Santana. Well,
No, it's called
She changed it. It's
Little Artist.
She called it Little Artist,
Mm-hmm.
and it has like this purple and like black profile picture. We made videos, and I made a video yesterday. It was really fun.
Yeah.
So we do like she watches videos and stuff when it's like her turn on it, and then I watch like usually I'm watching shorts on the phone that we do our recording.
And
Then
she
I
gets
see,
ideas.
and then I get ideas from like one of them, and then I go ask Mom if I can do this one. And I'm like, she's like, yeah. So then I did that. I did one yesterday, and it was like really fun. We have like 30 subscribers.
Nice. Yeah, we starting new, starting fresh. Go ahead, Lana. Did you want to add something?
I think being on the show today is a really good opportunity for me to just open out to the world like this. Like, I think it's like really, really cool how we get to be here. And it's like a big opportunity. I think gymnastics and art and cooking are good ways to express your like flexibility and your ability to draw and your ability to cook and make art out of cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really, really cool. I personally think you are amazing at cooking and amazing at gymnastics. That's why you were chosen to be on the competitive team, because you are good at gymnastics. Thank you.
I love the affirmations. Look at you building each other up. I just love y'all. Almost like I made you, but you know. But I do love that. And then this is the interesting thing, you all. When I was growing up, YouTube was not a career choice. So this is really interesting to me that now all of a sudden this is something that you all are considering. And so what is it about the YouTube and the creating and all that? What is it about it that attracts y'all to that?
I think it's just that sometimes like some people make a lot of videos about like just affirmations and stuff and like prayers or just stuff like that. That's what I see more often. And I think it's a good way for people to just get out there and have people notice them.
Okay.
Like you're doing right now. You post this on Spotify, right?
Yep. Different platforms.
YouTube,
Yep.
and all sorts of different platforms. And I think that's a good way to open to the world and let people see you. Like just to like project yourself into like a big light. As
Okay.
if you were like in a movie.
Cool.
Like a movie star.
And I like on YouTube that like every night Ilana picks his sleep talk down, and the guy that does it is Jason Stevenson, and I really really like it because one time we did where I stayed up and Ilana told me that there was a dream state and like while we were sleeping we could still hear him, and then we could like dream this dream in our head. Cause
Yeah, he would tell us like, okay, so now you're envisioning yourself in a woodsy forest.
Okay.
Beach is behind you.
Right.
And like there's a chalet ahead of you and you have like a reservation there, and then you're walking and you have your backpack on your back, and you get there and it says Dream Chalet. That means you have arrived. You get in there, you put all your stuff down,
Nice.
and you just wait for your room to be ready while they're cleaning it.
Okay.
The VIP room, because it is your dream, and you get to choose what type of room you get. I think it's really like a good process to just get to sleep and like just calm down your nerves after a long day of work.
Look at that. Oh, you already working? Look at you. You working hard out here. You've been here before. I know.
The older audience.
I like how like in my dream like you can do whatever you want. So like in my chalet room, like in my dream room, like chalet dream room. So I would like have a fly room. I can like fly.
Nice.
So
You can do whatever you
'cause
want
in
in
the
there.
real world, I can't fly.
That is true though.
I also created this island up in my head. When I dream sometimes, I dream about me going up to the island, and there are little wolves flying around and cubs playing around, and I have a little cottage over there. And there's different other islands that you can go to, like the mansion, like the play one, and like I haven't really thought of the third one, so we're getting construction on that. But I think like it's really cool how you can think something up in your mind,
That's right.
and like you can think about like, wow, I can dream about this, and I can feel like it's real. So like in dreams, you could fly, you could transform, you could do like possibly anything. The things are endless. I think that's a good time to like just loosen up and let go of all the worries that you have that like about what happened about your day. Like if you had a really bad day, I think you could dream that up in your mind and be like, I just want to fly somewhere on a cloud, super super soft, and just look into the distance and think I can make tomorrow a better tomorrow.
Look at that. Yes. We should definitely do
What
that.
about you, Nana?
I have
What kind of YouTubes do you like to watch? What kind of videos?
I like to watch 1, 2, 3 Go because they have kind of cool hacks and I also like to watch shorts with the girls and
That's cool. And did you learn different things on YouTube? Different things you can make?
yes.
Very nice. That's good. And here's what I wanted to ask though. So you brought up, right, that there are sometimes it's good to have, so you're learning about meditation, really learning how to, control your thoughts because your thoughts definitely influence your actions. And so it's good to have more positive ones. But I'm curious, what are some difficult things that you all face? Even though you're young, but like what are some difficult things that you have faced, either at school in general?
In general, like it's just like me thinking. I really love our family. Like our family's amazing. I really love it so much. I don't want to lose it like ever. I want to be able to love the family as much as I can and just like cherish it. You should love your family because you'll never know when you get to hug one of your family members again. So you should always cherish it every moment you have. I think that's a big thing for all of us because a lot of people just don't have families and just have to sit somewhere alone in a house. And I think that's kind of sad. So I feel like some people need company sometimes, and it just makes them sad not to have any company.
That is true. We definitely need each other. We're more positive together.
It's just you can't do anything alone. If you have a group together,
Yes.
then the possibilities you can do anything, like anything. You can put your
Anything.
minds together.
If you put your mind to it.
That's right. What were you going to add,
The
Edith?
difficult thing in like my life is like I'm thinking like sometimes like everybody around the place there's like storms sometimes in Ohio and like I feel like my family members are driving and I'm like what if they get hurt and what if they get hurt and like they're about they're gonna get hurt and then they're at the hospital, right? We won't be able to see them because like when visiting times the hour of visiting the people is over, like we can't see them. And
So you worry about all those things already, about like storms and all of that, how it can affect everyone.
yeah, because there's like lots of storms. And Ilana and me have been seeing these YouTube videos, and it's like, it was a thing about this girl dancing in the rain, and like it's not for you like waiting for the storm.
Wait. No, life isn't. It's the quote. It's a quote name. It's like this: life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I think that's a really good quote.
That's right. Imena, are you expressing your support? Do you like that one
Oh
too?
wait, Imana, you haven't really got to talk. What do you want to talk about? Like, what do you worry about in
What do
life
you-
right now?
Yeah.
I would worry about if somebody got hurt,
Okay.
or if somebody got bullied by somebody.
So that's actually what I wanted to touch on. So you all are in school, right? So we're in elementary school currently. That's right.
Elementary school.
And so Imena just touched on a very big topic. So have you already, one at a time, like actually witnessed it or ever seen bullying take place in your school already?
Yes, I've seen bullying happen a lot of times, and I've tried to stop it. But people just think it's a cool way to like get people to notice them. And I kind of think that's a little bit bad because bullying can happen in much more ways. Cyberbullying, mental bullying, or just like physical bullying. There's a lot of types
There are a lot of bullying.
being able to bully, and sometimes people just do it because they are feeling a type of emotion that they think is okay to hand out on somebody else. But it's just that the bullies sometimes just need people to talk to. They just don't have any friends. And like,
Could be.
yeah. Or it's just that they just don't think they can trust anybody or something like that with the information that they do have.
I got you.
So I just think that sometimes if you think before you act,
Mhm.
then you can ask somebody like, "Hey, I think I should go talk to this person," but your person doesn't think so because they're bullied.
Right.
But you think like, what if they're just scared?
I hear you. Edie, I know you were about to share something.
So, I have seen it a lot. So in the class I'm in elementary school, they teach Spanish, and I really like that. But sometimes these like boys don't pay attention. They bully people. They like kick people's lunchboxes around and lie about it and say that the person's lunchbox that they're kicking around said that they could play with their lunchbox. But I look over to them, but I'm looking at them because this bullying and stuff started happening like in the evening. We were at dismissal, so he didn't ask any. Well, nobody said anything. So I looked over because I'm like watching them, like seeing what they're doing. Is because I want to make sure nobody's like getting hurt or something. So I look over and they didn't ask. They're just kicking my friend's lunchbox around. Then I see my other friend. She's in like the 6th, 7th grade. Her name is Harmony, and we can talk to her, and like she's basically like everybody's friend. We can talk to her, like tell her what happened, and she's like, and then she goes to the boys and like, she's like, why would you do that? And
Like,
then
there's
I'm
no
like,
really meaning to do it. I think they just do it for attention. Like a lot of boys in my class do that. They do all these things for attention, and popularity isn't really always a good thing because popularity could just lead to fake friends and people just using you for like money or just stuff or just like to get stuff from you because they don't have it but they know you do, and they think they could take advantage of you because of how popular you are and how much money and like all the things that you have.
Yeah, that is very true. What does bullying look like for you, Imena, when you brought up bullying?
Some people would hit each other, and they would like talk as in bullying, like say mean things about somebody,
it's really
and
good.
then
I believe that's mental bullying.
Like physical.
if
You hurt somebody's
if you tell your teacher
Mm-hmm.
and some of your friends will, and also you can speak up for yourself.
Yes, you should. Every time.
I think it's a big thing for some people that some people don't have the courage to speak up for themselves. And I really think you should because it's a big thing for a lot of people in our world. Like, when stuff happens, you don't have the courage to be like, this didn't happen, that happened. You just think, like, if I say this, then I can get in trouble for that. Or like that and that. I think some people need to speak up more. I also wanted to shout out that it's Super Bowl Sunday today.
Super Bowl is definitely, it's also happening. But yeah, you also, I see, because you got a lot of talking points. You trying to get all that in. Go ahead, Idiot.
So, I actually used to not speak up for myself. And I used to be like, I used to not stick up for myself, and I was just making sure everybody else was okay, everybody's in line, everybody's doing this, everybody's safe with each other. Then, when I grew up, I started to realize that now's the time to speak up for myself. And, like, I speak up for myself now. I'm like, somebody's bullying, I'm like, stop that. Like, you shouldn't be doing this.
What do you think led to you developing more of that courage to be able to speak up for yourself?
What it led to me?
Yeah, what helped you get there?
And what helped me was, like, I saw other people doing it. Like, I saw Ilana doing it, like, people in my family doing it. So, like, I thought, maybe, how am I the only one that the people that I've seen that are in my family, they speak up for themselves. And, like, I'm the only one that doesn't do it. So I grew up, and when I was little, I saw them still doing it, and I was like, I'm not gonna do this yet. So then I grew up, and I started to speak up for myself. And then when I was little, everybody was like, Mommy and like Ilana and Imena was like, speak up for yourself. Like, everybody's fine, and like they're still in line with each other, and like they're doing all the stuff that they're supposed to do. And then when I grew up, I was like, now is the time to speak up for myself. So I started doing it.
Well, that's good. I am glad, and I love that you're saying growing up and like little, as if you're not also still young. You still have a lot of journey left.
Yeah.
But yes, I see you. But also, I do agree that there is an importance of it, and so we also want to shout out middle children because you are also the middle child, and so you have that dual role of being big sister and little sister at the same time.
So hard
To do both.
Cause like sometimes I feel like I'm yelling at her, then like she's yelling at me. Then I have to be a big sister to her, and like a little sister to her, because she's older than me, and she's younger than me, and like this is so hard to do. Like I go to one person, and then I have to like act like a little sister. I go to the other person, I have to act like a big sister. It's really hard.
Yeah, it's a big role to fill, but that's why I'm glad that you found your voice so that you can also make sure that your needs are being met also, because it's not right for it not to be. Mena? What were you going to say?
Sometimes the girls, Edie does play with me as a big sister, and I would sometimes see her play with her more often.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes,
Sometimes we like to play with each other. Sometimes Ilana's on a tablet, and like she we usually she plays by herself.
Well, we also got time. That's true. We do. There's time where sometimes we play together, and you all have to share a lot with each other, being that you all are sisters. But sometimes you also have your alone time. Yes, Mena?
I sometimes would ask the girls if they want to play with me, and then I would tell Mommy. And then if I tell Mommy, then she would say, they'll probably want to play with you later, so just play with yourself right now.
Yeah, we got to find time for each one.
Because
Go ahead.
there is ways to play by yourself. Like you can do a puzzle. Imena's really good at puzzles.
Nice.
And you can also play with an imaginary friend.
Okay, you got your imaginary friend too? Nice. So we can find time for each thing. So it is. So that's the thing. When you all are part of siblings, you have to learn how to have your alone time and be able to respect the alone time of others, but then still be able to come together and share. So I know you've had to do both of those things and practice that. But what has it like? What's it been like being the older sister, Lana? Go ahead. Let us know.
It's very stressful. I have two little.
First thing she said.
I have two little siblings that I really need to take care of because I don't want nothing happening to you guys. I love you from the bottom of my heart, here to beyond. Like, we're past the stars that you cannot see. I love you so much. I just want nothing to happen to you guys. I think you guys are really important. You should never think otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
You are amazing. Everybody is amazing. You never think otherwise. And I just don't want anybody to say anything bad about themselves. I don't want anybody to think, like, I should never be here. Why am I here? You have a purpose. You have a purpose. You can learn along the way in your lifetime of life. You have a big lifetime, and you should use it for opportunities, like what you want to do when you grow up, or like what was your dream as you were a little child, and do it now that you are bigger and stronger and wiser.
Ooh, okay, that is very true. And I do love that you spoke about purpose because I do feel that everyone has a purpose, but that hasn't always been easy for you, right? Like you haven't always been clear on your purpose and all of that. Like what was your journey like with that and figuring out your purpose and like what, makes you the things how you want to impact others?
I think me impacting others is just using my art to express, like, I feel this way about my life. And I feel like if I expressed it to the world, that people would understand how I feel sometimes. And that
Absolutely.
how you feel is okay. And it's okay that we have emotions,
That's right.
that we feel them.
Absolutely. We should definitely feel our feelings instead of trying to hide them
I
or anything
wanted
like that.
to
Yes.
do a little prayer since it is also Sunday. I don't know how many of you guys go to church, but I wanted to do a little prayer.
Okay.
Heavenly Father, I want to pray. I want to bless over all the people that are watching this right now, and that everybody can just have an amazing day right now, and that for the people that do not have homes, roofs over their head, and just looking for shelter, I pray that you could bless them and that they can have homes soon and get a good life, such as other people that are going through trauma, stress, and anxiety. I want you to help them, touch them with your power, God, so you can help them build through that stress and anxiety so they don't feel alone anymore.
Amen. And also with that, the last thing I really wanted to touch on too is that this is a month of love. Like we're also trying to build more awareness, but also it is a Black History Month. All right. Yes. And so y'all know I love me some Black History Month. So what about
Girl magic.
That's right, Black girl magic all day. And so what about that part of your identity? And so have you ever how do you feel about that part of your identity being Black? Are you proud of it? Has anyone ever tried to make you not feel proud about it? I'm curious about that. I'm here from Edie's first this time. Go ahead, Edie.
Okay, so I really I'm proud of my Black girl body and like how I use it and like how I look with all the fashion.
That's right.
And, like, all the stuff with my Black girl body. I want everybody who is Black to be like proud of their Black body, like because you can. It's like I feel like you are special.
That's right. You are.
And like you can open up to the world, like how Ilana said earlier. Like you can open up to the world, but I say open up to the world like with your body and like people see you and like how like you can use your body for things.
Your abilities too.
Yeah, your abilities and like I want you to be proud of your body.
That's right. Nice. Ilana, I know you wanted to say something.
Since it is Black History Month, I want people to be proud about their Black girl magic and about their hair. Your hair is beautiful.
That's right.
Anything with your hair.
That's right.
Puffy bun, like twist outs, barrettes, beads, curly hair, natural curly hair,
That's
whatever
right.
you want with your hair. I think our Black Girl Magic really can help us open up to the world with our abilities, and if we could just combine that together, the possibilities are endless.
Mm-hmm.
I think our that abilities can also express a lot of feelings in our hearts, since it is a moment of love in history in this month, and I
Right.
hope that everybody has somebody to talk to
That's
about
right.
once in a while about what's going on in their life, and like when they don't want to talk to anybody else and they feel like they can't trust anybody. I want you to be able to trust at least one person to share this information with. Best friend, family, friends, it doesn't matter. I just want at least one person to like be able to share this information. Like if you have any stress going on, I want you to share it with somebody, at least one person.
I love it. Imena, are you proud to be black?
Yes.
And what are you proud of?
I am proud of my personality
That's right.
and
Strong personality.
my family members' personality, and I hope that everyone has a good day today, and that we also can have a good day,
That's good.
and
And Imena said it. So if you had to give one last piece of advice to somebody your age or older, what would that piece of advice be? You got one, Mena?
I think a piece of advice.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yep. Piece of advice that you would give to anyone your age or anyone else. What piece of advice would you give them?
I think you shouldn't hold out on the world.
Okay.
You should just go out there, get to do what you do while you are still here.
So take
You
advantage.
only live once.
You only live
Take
once.
advantage of it and do what you want. It's probably the best. You could do the best thing you want ever. Like, per se, if you had one more hour on Earth, what would you do?
Man, I don't know how I would even answer that question, but that's what people should think about, huh?
Okay.
Or just trying to at least to just open out to the world if you have never done that. Like, I feel like your ability to express how you feel
Mm-hmm.
is how you get stronger
That's right.
on talking to people, opening up. I think it's just like that. Life is a book,
Awesome.
so every page you turn, it's a different mystery every single time.
That is true.
So my piece of advice is, like, I think that makeup is like I don't really use it all that much. But I do use it, but I don't use it that much because I think like you trying to make yourself look pretty. I'm like, you're already pretty. So like
That's right.
you don't have to use this makeup, all this fashion, all this stuff to make you pretty. If you think that like pretend you're in a high school dance, you're going there, and before you go there, you put on makeup. First of all, your face it already looks like it has makeup on, because you look beautiful.
So you already got natural beauty.
Yes.
You look smack down gorgeous.
Well, you gotta remember the natural beauty you have. So I do love that. Nimena, did you think of something? Or what's something that helps you out? What's something you plan to do today? To celebrate yourself and take advantage and celebrate your natural beauty.
I want to play with the girls when we get home. And
Nice.
I want to try to help you guys out if you need any help.
Always. So you're gonna help out whenever you can. Great job. Well, thank you all so much. Go ahead, Ilana.
I wanted to give a shout out to my uncle today because he is also coming to EDC's gymnastics competition, and he was really excited about it. Also to my grandma and my grandpa, and that you guys were able to come. I think it's such a big deal for Edie's because she has only had really daddy and mommy there, and for more people to be there from her family especially is like a really big deal for her, and she really wants to do good in front of you guys. She thinks that it's really a big deal for her because like it's her first ever like competition with more family members.
Got you.
And I think like it's a big thing for her. So whatever you do, Elise, it's going to be amazing, and nobody's going to judge you. They're just going to say compliments because you are amazing.
Great. And with that, thank you all so very much for being on the show and everything that you have shared, and for being such great examples of that pride of supporting one another. I love to see it. I'm glad that you shared it with people today, and I hope you can continue to do it well into the future. So thank y'all.
Yes, I loved being here.
Yes,
Like it was a great opportunity for me.
Yay. Yay. All right. And so thank you all for indulging me today and having my wonderful children on the show, because literally that is why I cannot get tired of talking about them. Just because I think it's so important for us, especially, shout out to my fellow parents, to be able to pour into our own children. But even if you're not a parent, towards any youth, because you can see they're sponges, and they take in all of those things and all of these messages, but also they have this incredible potential. And literally the same things that they shared today is how inspired I feel on a regular basis. When I'm talking to them, I cannot tell you all how many times I'm just taken aback, by what they say and how challenged I am. And also how much I've had to realize that I need to adjust, and that I don't have all the answers, but also that I need to be more gentle with my approach, and I need to be a better listener. I can't always just be talking to them or at them and not taking the time to listen and really realizing, what messages they have and what it is that they want to learn. The other thing that I've been challenged on, though, is that, as you all heard today, they have exposure. And so it's really finding that balance with things that I do want them to be exposed to and learn about versus things that I also want them to not learn too much about and then, have, too much influence in that area. So it's been a tricky territory, to be able to like navigate that and know what that looks like. But it's also been amazing. It's definitely one of the most amazing experiences, really, to just, be raising kids in this society and really trying to help them as much as possible. And another reason why I had brought them on the show today is because February, we got a lot going on this month. So as y'all heard, it is Black History Month, but it's also, we're going to celebrate Black history each and every month of the year. But also, during February, we definitely have Valentine's Day. So we celebrate love. And I love celebrating love of all kinds. So, the platonic love, the romantic love, just showing love to others. And I do love that my daughters do love showing love to one another as well as to others. And they do that naturally. So that is the thing. I mean, we're usually born with this, these natural abilities to be able to love others, but that hate that we sometimes show to others, that's definitely something that's learned. That part is not natural. And so, as we talked about, we got to be able to have more efforts to being able to build that love towards one another. But I also think we got to start with ourselves. And so, I'm a fan of the love languages all day. I think love languages are absolutely amazing. If you don't know what your love language is, please hit up the website and you should find out. Or it might have changed. So if it's been a while, maybe you should go back on there. But I think that if, for example, your love language is physical touch, or may it be words of affirmation, whatever they might be, I think we got to start learning how to love ourselves more in those languages as well, and figuring out what have we done for ourselves in that language. How are we celebrating ourselves this month and every month, especially when Valentine's Day comes around. And if you are single and you don't have your Valentine in that way, you can definitely make sure you take yourself out, do whatever you can. But also for those who are in great relationships, I think it's a great opportunity to celebrate one another. But I think, being able to know that we don't always need holidays, just those holidays, to be able to celebrate one another also. We can do that anytime we want and, be able to continue to build that love. But also, main thing too is that February, in case you might not have heard, is also Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month as well. And so I don't have teens yet. I'm almost there, y'all, but I'm about to have one with double digits, as I told y'all, so pray for me. However, I do work a lot with teenagers in the high school that I'm at, and I've definitely seen, unfortunately, they have seen a lot of violence. Unfortunately for them, though, they don't even know that they're in violent relationships. For a lot of them, it's business as usual. So this is just the kind of relationship I saw my mom in. This is the kind of relationship I saw my dad in, my uncle, my aunt. And so it has started to become so much more apparent to me, not only that violence, can be rampant, especially in, certain communities, especially like underprivileged ones, but also in inner city ones, at the end of the day, or ones that really haven't, but but it's everywhere though. So like, even though I see it in that environment, it happens in the suburbs. We're not like, we don't escape violence just because there's money attached or because we have more access and more privilege. If anything, that's where some of the violence is heavier. And so we don't always know that, but there's a lot lot that happens behind closed doors, and there are a lot of battles that people are fighting in silence, you know, and they don't feel that they can come forward and say anything about it. But what I also notice with teens especially, there are a lot of things that they might not realize that there are things that they definitely need to be able to help them when they are in these unhealthy situations. But I definitely noticed that without it, it makes it hard for them to navigate it. So one of those things being like that lack of awareness, really, and lack of language. So some teens, a lot of them don't have the language around what is unhealthy. So they can't even put words to it because, again, for them, it might have been normalized. It's not spoken about. And so they can't recognize something that for them, they can't even really see, you know, and that they don't see it for what it is. They can't identify it, and, you know, and they can't pick it out in the lineup of their life. And so that I feel like would definitely help teens more if we could just build around that language and awareness. But I think secondly, too, is also being able to give them more tools, because once they do learn about it, if we are able to be in a world where we can help bring up that awareness, and now we have teens realizing that, you know, they see these unhealthy patterns and they want better, we need to help give them the tools and equip them, because what they gonna do with it? I mean, they can have all that information, but if they don't know how to move forward and they don't know how to get out of these situations or what support is available to them, is gonna make it so much easier to just stay, you know, and to stay in those unhealthy situations and to not want better for themselves. But I also think it has to do with support. And so being able to also provide whatever support is available to teenagers, because a lot of them, especially that find themselves in unhealthy relationships, it's also because they don't have anybody supporting them and they don't have anybody cheering them on or in their corner and letting them know that they deserve to be in better situations, and that not only that they deserve it, but that they can get help along the way. So I think it's, you know, always helpful if we can do that. Be those voices for other people, and like I said, be those voices for ourselves, because it's not always going to be easy when we pour into others if we don't, you know, to make sure that we take care of our house first, do what we can, and really be the best examples that we can be for anyone, you know, moving forward and throughout our lives. And so, little snippet there, you know, just a little bit of advice, but mostly my main highlight today was what I showed you. Definitely my kids, how proud I am, but also it's not just these kids. I have so many other kids that I love being able to touch that are, you know, in the schools that I've been at, that are now some of them grown adults that I got the opportunity to touch in the past, or whose lives I got to cross paths with, and it's just so many others. So I just think, shout out to any person who has an opportunity to help youth in any way that they can. Shout out to anyone that's, you know, that serves as some kind of voice or as some kind of support source or anything like that. And just shout out to you, you know, for being who you are. I just hope you continue to pour into yourself, love on yourself a little bit extra today, but also each and every day. Just find time to celebrate you and everything that you can. And so with that, I thank you, as always, for tuning into the show, for rocking with me, for, you know, being part of this conversation, and just really for any support that you have ever shown in any way. Again, whether it's, you know, brief or ongoing, it's always appreciated. And so, again, if you have any other feedback, please feel free to share that. I don't always mention on every episode, but I do want to remind you all that you can find Santana Says not only on all the platforms, but also that you can, if you would like to interact with me on a more personal level, I do have my email, which is the melly.santana88@gmail. But I'm also on Instagram, Santana Says with 1_, but also on Facebook, so Santana Says as well. So if there's any place you want to be able to reach out, be able to have a more intimate conversation, provide feedback, suggestions, whatever you want, I would encourage you to be able to do it there and anywhere else, and be able to tune in every other Friday, because we're going to bring you another edition of the show just like this one. And just thank you for that and for every support always. Thank you.